So mid seven figures revenue, 40 employees. You had professional money at the table now through 3 rounds, a seed, I think, and an A round, I believe. So you had some investors. What was the triggering event that made you decide to sell?
Well, I think for us, we were in the fortunate position where we actually didn't sell the company. I think someone else bought the company. And I think there's an important distinction there because, and for context, we had raised our last round of funding, which was a $4.5 million round. We raised that 6 months before we sold. And so we had plenty of cash in the bank. We weren't really burning much. And it wasn't so much that we were out there looking to sell. It was that someone came knocking and said, look, we would like to have this business or a business like it. That's what kicked off us really saying, let's explore this as an option. Now, that firm was not the one that ultimately ended up acquiring Avail, but it's the one that kicked off that process.
Who was if you can share, and if you can't, maybe just genericize it, was it a direct competitor that approached you, or a private equity group, or what was the original company that approached?
In late 2019, we were out working to raise our next round of funding. In late 2019, going into 2020, I was still going back and forth to the Bay Area. And then all of a sudden in March of 2020, COVID hits. And I was out in the Bay Area, and on March 11th, 2020, that was the first day that Trump did his Oval Office, we're shutting the borders speech. That was the first day that the NBA had canceled games. I was flying back from San Francisco to Chicago that day. I had 2 meetings that day. One was with an investor about potentially leading a round of funding. And the second was with a large financial services firm that was interested in partnering. Now, given everything that happened after that with COVID and everything, that investor kind of fell away. But that partnership with this big financial services firm ended up evolving over a few months to actually some pretty kind of hot and heavy M&A discussions, where large financial services firm that provides services to both landlords and renters looked at this and said, this could be a way for us to deepen our relationship with our customer.
What a perfect Trojan horse, given that, these landlords need loans to buy these buildings. And here we are, we got a curated list of landlords to the tune of 500,000 of them. That sounds like a pretty attractive acquisition. What made it not go forward?
On the first M&A kickoff call that we did, it was Lawrence, my co-founder, and me, and 50 people from this firm.
50.
50, and I think 40 of them were attorneys. And so awesome. It was not the right cultural fit. It was not the best. I'm sure it could have worked out well, but it was just not set up the right way. We were a company with 45 employees total, and they had 50 on a kickoff call.
Hey, thanks for watching today's video. If you love today's video, then I bet you're going to absolutely love John Warrillow's best-selling book, Built to Sell. It's been endorsed by entrepreneurs such as Seth Godin, Bo Burlingham, Patrick Bet-David, Tim Ferriss, and many more. And guess what? You can grab a free copy of this book. All you have to do is head over to builttosell.com to grab your free copy today.